Well, hello everyone. My name is Rick Pasek, the Fly Fish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we'll be doing a little Perdigon nymph, a little super heavy river fly. Really, these things get nice and small, but man, they're deadly. I just really gotten into these things in the last probably last 3 years. I used them on and off prior to that, but man, are these things absolutely deadly in the rivers. So for Euro nymphing, Czech nymphing, Polish nymphing, Spanish nymphing, all that, they're just deadly. So I'm going to be tying a slightly bigger version just so it's easier to see, but I usually tie this one in a size 12, 14, 16, sometimes even an 18, but usually 12, 14, 16. And I tie it in different color schemes. I'll show you guys a couple of color schemes before I start tying, and then we'll go from there. So let's get going. So in the vise today, I've got a Hens BL 599 size 12 with an oversized chartreuse bead. But in the meantime, I'll show you. So this is pretty well what we're tying, but not with a red head. Okay. And then I really like doing this one here. This is probably one of my favorite Perdigons, is this one here. And all this is Semperfli, see if you can see that, microglint in olive for the body, and then Semperfli microglint again in copper for the hot spot around the head, and a silver bead. And the tail is just a couple of fibers from a dyed green grizzly hackle. That's it. Super simple. So, alrighty. So that's the two that I do is I use the Semperfli microglint, and in this one that I'm going to be doing today, I use the Semperfli Perdigon body. Okay. Now, the only thing with this Perdigon body, it is very, very sensitive. It can break super easy. So if you're going to do it the way I am with this, which I put it on a bobbin, make sure that your arms of your bobbin are really loose, because this stuff breaks super easy. It's absolutely phenomenal once it's on, but it is a bit of a bugger to tie. So, okay. So again, BL 599. Actually, I like the 510 as well, which is just a bit more of a total bend, like more of a scud hook than straight like this one is. Classic waxed in an 8/0 to start. In in chartreuse. I'm sorry. And I'm just gonna tie this all the way back. Gonna just nip off my excess. Just tie this all the way back to roughly where that barb would be, and then all the way back forward again. All I'm doing is building up a body right now, the shape of it. Okay, because I don't want to be doing that with the Perdigon, because it's just way too expensive. And to be honest, it's because like I said, it's sensitive. If I had to do this many turns with it, that would be a nightmare. Really want to build that taper up on this front end, so I'm just gonna. That's why I'm using this classic wax, not the nano silk, because I've done some with the nano silk, but it just takes so much longer because that nano silk is so thin, right? So, like I said, this takes a bit of going back and forth. I think I'll probably turn these lights down a bit because it's looking a little on the blurry side, and that's purely because of the lighting. Let's see if I can do that. That might be a little bit better. It looks funny. It looks really blurry, but I can't get it zoomed in focused any better. That's just the way it is. There. So it's just because of how bright the thread is. So hopefully it's going to be good enough for you guys to see. And as you can see, I just keep flattening the thread every once in a while. It just gives just a cleaner body. And I'm just going to go back about 1/4 of the way. A little bit more than 1/4 of the way. And my bead's not moving anymore, so that's good. So now I'm just going to give this a whip finish. I will be putting it back on again, but I'm going to get it out of my way for now. And now I take the Perdigon, Like I said, now this is the part that, like, this stuff it breaks very easy, so it may break on me. And if it does, I'll just start again. But it does happen, so just got to be a bit patient with it. A little on the lighter hands, which is not my forte, but I'm pretty hard and heavy. So, but again, now just take that that spin out of it, right? Make sure it's flat. There, it just broke. See? So I mean, you have to have this bobbin really loose. Otherwise, as soon as you try to pull out material, it just breaks on you. The stuff, it's deadly looking stuff, really works really well, but it is very susceptible to breaking if you just pull it just ever so tight, a little bit too tight. So try that again here. Just gonna go back on right at the front here. Just gonna leave that on because I want to kind of build up a body anyway. And I'll just go back to there. Let that unspin itself. I don't know if you guys can't really see that, but you can see that this is starting to straighten itself out because I've just let it hang. So now I've just got to make sure I don't put too much tension on. I come back a little bit onto the hook and then back forward again. Just going to let this unspin. Just get that nice and flat. Once it's flat, come forward again. Let that flatten out just a bit again. Okay, so now there's no way you can whip finish this. So now I'm just going to add on that green again. It almost creates a bit of a hot spot as well. So and now just right away, just get that Perdigon body stuff tied off. Cut that. Make sure that you've got your little tag end buried. Take your whip finisher. Give that a whip finish. Cut that off. Now I'm going to take some Semperfli No-Tack UV resin. You could use other materials here. Don't use crazy glues. I found that crazy glues, it's not so much only this material, but just in general, crazy glues don't like the Mylar tinsels and stuff, right? And these Perdigon body materials and any of that kind of that mirror tinsel, any of that stuff, that crazy glue they're pretty hard on it. It eats them, right? So you just want to be careful. Now, if you wanted to add, which I do, I tie both. I tie just like this, and then I tie it with just a whiff of a tail, which would be, like I said, just like 3 or 4 fibers of the grizzly, the green grizzly. That's it, right? But have I noticed a difference between with and without grizzly? No, not really. These are such simple flies. I mean, it's just a fatter, shorter, bigger chironomid, really. But I also do the same pattern with underbody lead, and I also do the same pattern with the Alex nymph hooks, or the Javi beads is another one you can use as well. But the Alex nymph hooks are really good for this. Really heavy, right? So, but that's it. I said it's kind of not the greatest. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Not really. That's about it. So yeah, you'll see it better on the actual still picture, but all these lights, I don't think. Let's see, I don't know. Maybe if I turn that off, will that be better? That's a bit better. And maybe turn this down a bit. Just want to so you guys can see. Yeah, that's better. See that green, that chartreuse just picks up that light and just makes it glow, right? So I mean, as soon as you hit it with the UV light, I mean, it just glows like crazy, right? It blinds you. So, but yeah, that's about it. It's a fairly simple pattern to tie. Tie it in several different colors. I really like tying them with a silver bead. That's the one I probably go to the most, is a silver bead. On all the colors, whether it's with the microglint, whether it's with the Perdigon body. And the Perdigon body, guys, comes in so many different colors. Like this one here is an iridescent blue, they call it, pearl. And this one is luminous, they call this one. I really love this as ribbing on chironomids, but it's a really good one as well on just a pure Perdigon body. Here's a kind of a wine red one, straight black. What else? Yeah, I think that's all I've got with me. Yeah, that's all I got with me here. But this Perdigon body stuff, it just glows so nice and just works so nicely. For these, you got to be careful with it. It is a sensitive product, right? You can't be cranking on this. Make sure you're if you're doing it this way with the bobbin, make sure your bobbin is nicely stretched and open and loose, because you'll break this stuff like I mean here, it just stretches and breaks like nothing, right? So got to be careful. If you've got a rotary, you can just attach it and just turn your rotary and just hold this, and then you don't have to worry about the wrapping. But I find that one touch on that tip of the hook and it's done. So just got to be really careful with it. So alrighty, and this can be done under a hopper dropper system. A hopper dropper setup could just be on a couple 3 nymph hookups, or if you're in places like BC where you're only allowed one, just put one on your line. Super heavy, drops like a rock, really good in fast pocket water. So alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, give her a thumbs up. If you've subscribed, thank you, and we will see you on the next tying video. Tie lines.